Hello there. Come closer and get cozy. Tonight I have a story from far, far away, beyond the mountains, past the forests, where the gods of Norse mythology dwell. Let me take you to the golden halls of Asgard, where mighty Thor, the god of thunder, lives. We'll sit together by the fire and I'll tell you a story of courage, cleverness, and a little bit of mischief. Now imagine the sky painted with the soft glow of evening and a gentle wind rustling through golden towers. The halls of Asgard are usually peaceful, warm with light and laughter. But on this night something was very wrong, something that made even the bravest of gods worry. Can you guess what it was? Thor, the mighty god with hair bright as lightning, had a problem. His hammer, Mjölnir, the hammer that protected all the gods and their people, had been stolen. Oh yes, stolen. The thought made Thor's heart thump like rolling thunder. Without his hammer, the skies themselves felt less safe. He paced through the golden hallways, clenching his fists, his blue eyes clouded with worry. Odin, the All-Father, watched quietly, stroking his long, silvery beard. "Thor," he said in his calm, commanding voice, "we must think carefully. Brute strength alone will not bring back Mjölnir." Thor sighed, for he was used to solving problems with courage and power, but this time he knew Odin spoke the truth. And then there was Loki, the mischievous god, leaning casually against a column. His eyes sparkled with cunning. "Perhaps," he said with a sly smile, "sometimes it takes more than strength. Sometimes only cleverness can retrieve what is lost." Thor gave Loki a sharp look, but he listened, for though he would never admit it, Loki's cleverness had saved them many times before. So, together, the gods began their journey. Can you imagine trudging through icy mountains and deep forests, the snow crunching beneath your feet, the wind nipping at your cheeks? That is exactly what Thor and the gods did, following the faint trail of the hammer toward the giant Thrym, who had taken it. The journey was long and cold, and the sky darkened with clouds, as if the heavens themselves were concerned. Thor's heart pounded, but he kept walking, knowing that courage sometimes means going forward even when you're afraid. When they arrived at Thrym's hall, the giant laughed, a deep booming sound that made the mountains shake. There was Mjölnir, shining and mighty in Thrym's massive hands. "Ah, Thor, or should I say, we meet again," Thrym said, not knowing yet how clever the gods could be. Odin raised a hand to Thor. "Patience," he said gently. "Sometimes strength must wait for the perfect moment." Thor clenched his jaw, but obeyed, and that's when Loki whispered his plan. "Thor," he said softly, "you must pretend to be Freya, the goddess of love and beauty. Only then will Thrym bring the hammer close enough for you to take it back." Thor blinked. Pretend to be Freya. The idea made him blush under his golden hair, but he nodded, trusting Loki's cunning and Odin's wisdom. He changed his armor for delicate robes, and Loki helped him adjust a veil over his head. Thor's hands, usually strong and calloused, looked soft and gentle now. He barely recognized himself. The god stepped quietly into Thrym's hall. Thor, disguised as Freya, walked with a gentle grace, and Thrym's eyes widened at the sight. "The goddess comes," he exclaimed. "How wonderful! Mjölnir shall adorn your hands." As Thrym prepared the ceremony, Thor felt a flutter of nerves. He had never been so still, so quiet, so careful. He had always solved problems with his strength, with the mighty swing of Mjölnir. But tonight he had to rely on something else, cleverness, courage and a little bit of patience. Loki leaned close and whispered instructions, his voice soft like a secret wind. Thor, now is the moment. When the hammer is near, grab it quickly. Your strength will return it to its rightful owner in a flash. Thor nodded, swallowing the lump of anxiety in his throat. The hall was vast and glittering, lit by lanterns that cast flickering shadows across Thrym's stone walls. The giant's excitement grew with every passing moment, unaware of the trick about to unfold. Thor walked carefully, extending his hands as if to accept a gift. And then, in a heartbeat, he grabbed Mjölnir. The hammer fit perfectly in his hands, heavy and familiar, filling him with a surge of power and relief. A thunderous roar echoed through the hall as Thor revealed his true form. Lightning danced along his hair and armor, and the giant Thrym's eyes grew wide with fear. Thor swung Mjölnir not to harm, but to show the might that had been taken from him. The giants scrambled in awe and confusion, their plans unraveling in an instant. Odin's calm voice cut through the chaos, reminding Thor, "Strike only as needed, my son. Power is best tempered with wisdom." Thor lowered his hammer, obeying, and the hall grew quiet once more, the tension dissolving like morning mist. With Mjölnir back in his grasp, Thor felt the warmth of relief and pride. The gods left the hall together, traveling through the icy mountains and forests once more. The journey home was calm and bright, the moonlight guiding their steps, reflecting on snow that sparkled like tiny stars. When they returned to Asgard, the golden halls welcomed them as if rejoicing in their safe return. Thor placed Mjölnir carefully in its resting place, feeling the familiar weight that always reminded him of his responsibility and courage. Odin smiled, proud yet serene, and Loki grinned, satisfied that his clever plan had worked. As the gods settled down for the night, Thor took a moment to reflect. He realized that courage came in many forms, not only in strength, but in cleverness, patience, and trust in others. The kingdom was safe once again, and the quiet glow of Asgard's lamps filled the halls. And now, my little friends, it's time for us to rest too. Close your eyes and imagine the golden halls, the gentle glow of the lanterns, and Thor's hammer safely at his side. Let the warmth of the fire and the soft whisper of the wind carry you into a peaceful sleep. Dream of adventures and clever plans, of brave hearts and kind deeds, and know that even the mightiest heroes sometimes need patience and wisdom. Good night.